Hello beautiful people, this is the Billy Trump Expedition TV, and today we are here at the La Grace property. And in Nelspruit, if you're looking for the best properties in Nelspruit, just check out La Grace property. La Grace property gives you the best accommodations property in Nelspruit. Very affordable, very accommodative, very cheap, very good in every angle. La Grace property is the best place to check out. We'll be right back. This episode of the Billy Trump Expedition TV is sponsored by the Billy Trump Haircut Studio. If you're looking for any best place to do your haircuts, your hairstyle, whichever way of as far as haircut is concerned, just look into the Billy Trump Haircut Studio. That's what this episode is being sponsored by. And we are here at La Grace property. We want to know what goes on in La Grace property, how La Grace property came about, the start and the middle and the vision and where it's going, all about La Grace property. And we are here with the CEO, the founder of La Grace property. Mama, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
It's really an honor to have you, or to accept us, or to accept my invitation as we spoke about. I'm really happy.
It's a privilege as well for you to sponsor this episode, for us to be aired as well. We appreciate it so much.
I'm really happy. And to our viewers, she's also a pastor. So La Grace property is not only into property, she's also a pastor as well. So please, she's also my spiritual mother as well. So please, let's take note of that. So we quickly want to know La Grace. Personally, I really want to know what inspired or what came about La Grace.
First of all, I was looking for a name that talks about myself. And so, if I'm not mistaken, it's French. La Grace with a hyphen is blessing.
Oh, okay.
So that's blessing. A lot of people think it's my daughter's name.
Yeah. I also thought that.
My children fight about it because they say, but why does this one child? Actually, the name Grace is the grace of God. I think from way back, more than 14 years ago, I had Grace Secretarial Services. I have another company, Grace Health Tourism. So it's all my companies is the grace, because it's the grace of God. But now when it came to La Grace, I didn't want to call it Blessing Zandi Properties or Blessing Properties. I just wanted a name that embodies everything, because the grace is everything. It's favor, it's blessings, it's mercy, it's everything. So, and in any case, we are what we are in everything by the grace of God. But La Grace is a French word for blessing. It means blessing, benediction, favor. So that is blessing. It's me.
Okay. So La Grace is not a daughter. Actually, it's her herself. So let's take note of that.
Yes,
So what happened in La Grace, actually?
La Grace Properties, it's all about property. It's a property one-stop shop. When I entered into the property industry, I would say I was forced into it. I went to work as an office manager in a company, and when I arrived for the interview, the owner at that point, she said to me, "No, you should be selling properties." And I said to her, "Never, I don't like sales at all." She says to me, "I will prove you wrong." So she went on to push me into real estate. It was actually destiny falling into place. And indeed, when I started, it was a real estate agency. When I started walking the path of being an agent, I enjoyed it. I loved it. And just as you mentioned, I'm a pastor. It came a time when my husband had to be transferred from Polokwane, where I started real estate back in, I think it was 2011, thereabout, 2010, 2011. Then we moved to Nelspruit, I think in 2012, end of 2012. So then my principal and CEO said to me, "Look, I want you to open a branch in Nelspruit." So when I came here, I started to do my due diligence. I checked around, and a good man, my former principal from Pem Golding Properties, Saki, said to me, "Look, Blessing, this is a small town and it's very closed up. And you know, real estate is predominantly white." And he said to me, "You cannot just come and open a branch without people knowing you or anything. I can open the door for you to be an agent if you're interested." And I took that offer, and I started working at Pem Golding. That was in 2013, February, and I was there for 7 good years. Yeah. While I was there, I started looking at it that, look, real estate is predominantly white. And I had this desire to be a principal of an all-black agency, just for the sake of it. Yeah. You know, everyone, we are there to provide a solution. And at times in business, you have to look for the market. You have to look in the market and see what door is open. Every other agency is black, is white, is this, is that. But then I decided, at first I wanted an all-black, all-female agency. But then when we started, the practicality of it was not so, and it's all males that were coming to look for job as agents. So I had to start with males, and females started coming on board. But I'm loving it because we are reaching out to the black market. That's why you find us in Matsulu, you find us in Kabokweni, you find us in Kanyamazane, you find us everywhere, as well as Deltas and West Acres and everywhere. But we penetrate all the areas that people have been neglected before when it comes to real estate. And in our industry as well, training was a bit lacking. That's why a lot of people were not getting into the industry. So I do training for real estate. I offer training for it. We call it a real estate induction course. I do that here in the offices in our boardroom. So for all those people who want to enter the market for the first time, who just want to know what real estate is all about, I offer them training for a week. So all those things is what La Grace is all about. But our main core business is residential sales, commercial sales, residential property management, which we call rentals, and also commercial property management, which is, we also sell commercial buildings, your shops, your normal business buildings. We sell that, farms, plots, everything real estate. And also we provide garden services.
Okay.
You know, cleaning services we ended up providing by default, because a lot of tenants, when they move out, they leave the place dirty and you know, in a bad state. So we ended up having to, every time I must look for girls to run clean this, because someone has got a truck, they want to move in. So whatever is needed in real estate, we provide. We also do. I think I finished. I'm almost done with my first project where I did what do you call it? Project management. I sold someone a land, and then I was managing the whole project, from building the property, from getting the plans done, building, finish. So yeah, whatever that is needed in real estate, we provide. Yeah.
You made mention of a black person in a white community, especially when it comes to real estate. What's the challenge, you being a black person and going to them? What are the challenges?
The challenge is trust, because in our industry, unfortunately, the rich is still on the white side.
Yes.
So with us, we are selling properties. So if the property owner is white and you knock on his door, remember, we're getting into people's personal space. And it's not racism or anything, but I mean, any ordinary person at your gate is a thief. So just that trust of somebody asking when the intercom, who are you? Oh, I'm Blessing. What do you want? I want to check if you're selling your house or not. It takes a lot of guts and time and persistence for people to know that, oh, you are an agent, and they start to know you. After they know you, then they open their doors for you. So I would say for one to thrive in a market where you are, where maybe you are predominantly, is predominantly white and you're black, you have to be persistent. You have to push. You cannot give up easily. You know, in anything in life, if you want, I always give this example. Life, you must live life like a farmer. You must keep on sowing seeds until you start seeing it coming out. You cannot sow a seed today and tomorrow you're already expecting the fruits to be out. It's not possible. Even if you plant maize, you have to wait a certain period for it to grow. You start seeing the flowers, then the corn will come out. You know, even oranges. So it's like that with business. There's a time of sowing. There's a time of sowing. Marketing, like what we are doing, you have to get t-shirts, you have to brand, you have to go out there, you have to give flyers, you have to talk to people. So you invest in marketing basically. You cannot just sit in your office and think people will know you and start to give you business. So you have to be out there into the community so that the community can trust you. Yeah.
All right, we are having a very nice conversation with La Grace Property, the founder of La Grace Property, and they deal with renovations, gardens, whatsoever as far as home is concerned. So if you're looking for property management, anything that has to do with property, renovation, selling, buying, whatsoever, as far as property is concerned, better look at a place called La Grace Property. Also, Mama, so I just want to ask that how many years is La Grace?
La Grace, it started December 2018.
Oh, okay.
So we are almost 5 years old.
Almost 5 years.
Yes. And personally in the industry, I can say I'm almost 12 years now in the industry. So La Grace is 5. I can say it's 5 because we'll be 5 in January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This coming January.
Yes.
So what drives you to open your own like this?
Just, you know, obviously when you are under someone, there's a lot of okay, like let's start with the fact that I'm a pastor. Okay. I needed a career where I'm flexible. Right. So when you're an estate agent, you are flexible, but when you are under an agency, there's some sort of limitation. So for instance, we have a crusade in Swaziland. I must put in leave days and ask, you know, I had a lot of instances where I was in trouble because I cannot be there on Friday. We have a crossover service. We have this and this. I've got an all-night, so I want to rest, and the office wants to do something. So it's part of those things that I needed to. I love real estate. many real estate agents, they will tell you, if you say I love you real estate, there's something wrong with you. And there's definitely something wrong with me. Look, this industry is painful.
Yeah.
Real estate, at times people equate it to gambling. You are living solely on commission of selling properties, renting properties. There is no other income except whatever the service you give. So I think you know yourself, if somebody asks you, Billy Trump, how much do you think you make in the month of March? Well, it depends on how many clients walk into my shop.
Depends though.
You understand?
Yes.
And with you, the difference between me and you is any person that walks into your shop must pay.
Must pay.
With us, you can sign an offer to purchase a property and you get excited, I'm getting commission of 100,000 and 2 months down the line the deal falls through. So it can be depressing. And at the same time you can have 100 properties, you have 100 tenants, and today I'm sitting on the second, 50 have not paid rent.
Oh, okay.
So my income comes from the rent or from the sales commission.
Okay.
So a lot of people, it's an industry where you have to have a calm mind, otherwise you can lose it. You can actually go crazy. But if you focus on it, it grows. So for me to start my own, it was that flexibility of being able to stretch my wings, because when you are in an agency, especially many of the big agencies, they restrict you on where you sell.
Yeah.
They restrict you on where you, for example, I was supposed to only do rentals in Kamagugu, Kanyamazane, and I was only supposed to sell in Stonehenge and Kamagugu. Yeah. So if I have somebody who wants to sell a house from my church, for instance, in Stelters, I must refer it to another agent. So, I wanted to grow and I wanted to be free to trade everywhere. So as it is like Grace Properties, we have rental properties in Centurion, in Joburg. I can sell a house in Cape Town. I can sell a house in Bushbuck Ridge. So I'm not restricted. That was the main decision: flexibility, freedom, growth.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So what inspired you with black and yellow?
It just came.
A lot of colors. It's a lot of colors.
It just came. Black. The color black, as far as I know, they say it's color for passion. It's color for power, passion. And then yellow is joy, happiness. That's what La Grace is all about. It's a powerhouse. We are full of joy in this office. At any given time, you find people rolling out, laughing. We do our work joyfully. We are full of joy. We are full of peace. And we are black. Black and powerful. And
joyful. Black at the same time. All in the black property business.
You must tell me, because I see yellow there and black as well. So what is your own reason?
Okay, well, I usually check you most of the times you go to schools and then you give out pass to young girls in school. What came about that drive?
Okay. Well, I always say this all the time. I don't know whether I can say I was fortunate or unfortunate to be one of those girls that started periods in grade 5 or so, and I had no idea what was going on, and I was scared to tell my teachers, I was scared to tell my parents, and I was busy with tissues in the school, running to the toilet, until the second day when I was sitting with my dad, and when I stood up, my whole dress was red, and that experience always played out in my mind to say girls need to be prepared for this. And looking at my mom, she never sat me down and tell me that, look, as you're a girl and you're growing, there's a time you're going to start bleeding, it's called menstruation, this. Our parents, in our black culture, there are some things they just don't want to talk to children about. They leave it to the aunties, but unfortunately for me, I didn't grow up in a setup where my aunties are close by, my grandmothers. It was just our mom and us. And that communication was not there. She was a pastor, so I think some things she was also afraid to speak. So for me, I took it upon myself that I'll be an auntie to all the girls that I can speak to. So I go there. My whole purpose, pads. A lot of people are giving pads.
Yes.
So pads is just a way of when I cannot go and talk to them and not give a gift. My whole passion is to go and talk to them about preserving themselves. You know, like myself, there's a lot of things that happened in my life that I don't wish any girl to go through. So if I can speak to one girl and they can hear me and their destiny will grow, that would be best for me. So I'm like an auntie to all the girls anywhere they are. If I can go and talk to them. With PEDS, I used to go to underprivileged schools, but now I go to any school where they invite me to speak to girls, because many girls are getting pregnant. Girls are they're losing their virginity unnecessarily. Nobody's talking to them. Parents are non-existent. They are there. They just give money. Children do what they want. So I took it upon myself to talk to these girls and just be an auntie to them, give them advice, give them the PEDS as well. So yeah, that's what it is all about. So that one is not just to give PEDS. It's what I say to them that I value most than the actual PEDS that I give. Yeah.
All right, lovely people, we are still here with La Grace. We are still in La Grace premises, and we are having a very lovely conversation with the owner and the founder of La Grace. Wow, Mama, I just want to know how many employees you have.
Permanent employees, they are. We know in real estate we speak permanent and then we speak agents.
Okay.
Agents, we call them contractors, so to speak. You come into the industry, you come into an agency, we share 50-50 commission, so to speak, or whatever commission we agree. So they are employees, they sign a contract, but what they sign is a service contract.
Okay.
So I can say with agents, they are about 10 or 11 thereabout, which is a team of La Grace.
Okay.
And then we've got 4 permanent employees.
4?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're about 14 thereabout when we're all together in the building.
Oh, that's a big family.
Yeah, it's a huge family.
Oh, so how do you deal with individuals' characters?
Look, I love training a lot, so I do a lot of training online. I read, and so one of the trainings I enjoyed most was learning people's characteristics, and also being a pastor. I mean, you know how it is. I have to I have to deal with sons, daughters, and everything. So one has to learn people's characteristics, and when you learn people's characteristics and behavior, you deal with them accordingly. Luckily enough for agents, we don't see each other much. We see each other when we're going for marketing and stuff, even in the office. But I just know how to deal with someone according to their character. You know, some are touchy, you deal with them that way. They are very sensitive. Some are free people. So yeah, by God's grace, I've never encountered any problems. It's the same way, you know, with our industry. Agents is the last thing on your list of problems. You have to deal with characteristics of clients. The sellers, the buyers, the landlords, the tenants, those are our biggest headaches. And those are the people that we have to actually worry about all the time, because you get angry owners if they don't see their rent at 12 o'clock on the 1st. They are already calling, blessing, where is my money? And you must get this tenant out. And then you get this tenant says, no, the tap is not working, I'm not going to pay. So those are the things that actually get our blood pressures boiling. So our biggest concern is managing clients. Agents, because when you select your team well, you have less headache, because I know my character, so I know the people that I can work well with. So when somebody comes to me already, when I'm interviewing the person, I can tell that I can work together with this person, or this one, it's a no-no. Yeah.
So you made mention of the client, your client. So how do you get a client to rent a place from? I mean, let's say, for example, maybe someone like me is looking for a place. How do you get me to rent a property from someone?
It's advertising. It's advertising, that's all. Like with myself, now it's because I've been in the industry for a long time. So I've got people that know me. Let's say when I started day one, 1st of January 2019, sitting in my office, it's just phone calls. you help so person, they told me that you can get me a house, or I've got this house in the market, can you get it? So for me it started from there, just giving out service. It's like yourself now. A lot of people just, you want to do your go to Billy Trump. That is how it is. So with marketing as well, that's how we get our rental properties. It's all up when we go out there, people see us, people visit our Facebook page and I want to rent my house. That's all. They call us, we go there, we take photos, we advertise. Then the person looking for a house, they also go in line and see a property, they give us a call. Some, they don't even know us. Somebody told them, so person is doing rentals. So it's all referrals. Actually, most of our properties is referral more than it's referral, because with rentals, that's why I say people say I'm crazy, because I love rentals. I've been doing rentals all these years. I do rentals, the whole management, the whole madness of it. I always tell people that, growing up as a pastor's child, and then being married to a pastor again and being a pastor, you need some bit of madness on the side, to balance. So, otherwise I'll be walking around saying, God bless you, praise the Lord. So that fight that I have with tenants, it keeps me human, It keeps me grounded, normal. It keeps me knowing, hey, I need to go on my knees and say, Lord, I'm going to be those people like it. So I love the whole madness of it. Sometimes it's really stressful. You end up taking antidepressants, but still, it's what gives me the kick. Yeah.
So what is final 2 last questions? What is the future of La Grace?
La Grace future, we see it. I would love every big city or province in South Africa to have branches of La Grace Properties. I'm actually working on having a branch in Swaziland and in Mozambique. So it's just for you to grow, to also have franchises like any other agency. So the sky is the limit. We need to grow into other provinces, grow into other towns, grow into other countries, and we grow like that. I want a situation whereby 100 years from now, La Grace Properties must still be open and functioning, because not only am I a principal of La Grace, I'm also a principal of 2 other agencies. In our industry, you cannot open an agency without having the certificate of being a principal. So some people opt to open, but they don't want to do the course, so they employ. So I can be employed. So I'm employed also as a principal to other places. So we're growing and we grow. That's all we need. We need to grow.
What is your advice to anybody who wants to be a principal of a property or estate? When you make up your mind to go for something, go for it. You can do it. With real estate, it's all about knowing what to do. All the processes, you follow them. You go and do them. With real estate, it's about an attitude. It's about character. That's why you find many people open and close, because like what I said, if you don't have the right attitude, a lot of people hear that real estate is $1 billion industry, but the dollar is not lying down somewhere. It comes with pain, it comes with tears, so you have to have that lion's heart to get your lion's share. So anyone who wants to go into that market, they need to just first of all find out what it is all about, then go for it. We've got different training channels. You must first be an agent for 12 months, do the training, then you finish, you pass, you write the board exam. After the board exam, you now train to be a principal, you finish, you pass, then you write the board exam to be a principal. Then that's it. Then on top of that, it's now people's management. It's having a heart for people, So it's a lot of heads that one has to have. It's not just about opening a business. Some businesses like real estate, they're not the same with other business. I can open a shop and start selling chappies, I don't need to be a people's person. Come in, get the chappies, go. But this one is just dealing with people all the time. You deal with other agents, you deal with
clients, you deal with the agents that are in your office, you deal with your team that is working with you. So it's something that I always say, don't just be an agent or a principal because there's money in it. A lot of people work inside the money and they leave the money and go because they can't cope. So you must always think, is it for me? Can I be patient enough? Can I do this? Then you go for it. Yeah.
All right, lovely people. Wow. Whew, this is a very interesting conversation. Before you can be a principal of any agency company, you have to be very courageous. You have to be ready. You have to be very lion-hearted before you can be a principal of any real estate agency. Finally, we really want to thank you for your time and for the conversation, for the insight. It's really helping me personally to have more ideas and more knowledge. I'm really honored for these conversations. We hope that we will be able to come back again and see like this in so many places and do referrals that we were here last time, today, this is where we are today. I really appreciate that you give us this opportunity.
Wonderful.
We would like you to say anything to the camera, whatever you want to say to the camera, just say it, and we'll close our conversation today.
Thank you so much. Well, look, I've got a stress ball, so I always hold it. Well, with what I can say to many is this: I'm a strong believer in the Almighty God, and I'm a strong believer that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So that is what I stand by. There's nothing I cannot do. My dad always used to tell me that if the president of any nation has got 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth and 1 nose. So what he was just trying to tell me is, my daughter, there is nothing that you set your mind to do that you cannot do. So I'm also telling you, viewers, when you decide to do something, don't back down and go for it. And I want to tell you also, when you start planting, it's not the time you're going to reap. And so at times when you plant, the sun will scorch your plants, you can be frustrated, but you pick yourself up, you keep going. At times your business can even close. I'm one of those privileged to start a business. I can literally say I started it during COVID, where others were closing. We were just starting, so we didn't have an option to close. And now we're